recording. This is the official beginning of, hey, it's Thursday, December 10th, and Friday, December 11th, my advanced class, who is trying their best to distract me nonstop, but I am going to be strong, and I am not going to get distracted by their hooliganism. Those of you who might be watching this, yes, there is a real human in here. It is not a cardboard cutout. It is a We the People 8th grader who is in here, for those of you who can see it. On the screen, again, what we have coming up, we have 3 grades left this year. For those of you who are attempting to not turn stuff in again. Yes, I'm aware, Jaden, thank you very much. So 1, we have the quiz today, the IXL I assigned yesterday, and then we have a final quiz next week because I'm not assigning an IXL next week. So we have 2 quizzes, 1 today, 1 next week, IXL, and that's it. Those are the last 3 grades I have for you. We're going to get to the quiz today. We do have more chat challenges for those of you who are wanting to compete, and I will show you the leaders on the leaderboard as far as chat challenge goes. And let's see, outsiders. We are going to talk about the outsiders to get you guys through that part of it. Am I going to? Right? Isn't it? Now, don't. We have not gotten to the rumble yet or anything that happens after that. So make sure you don't give anything way behind me. I know. Well, you missed our discussion. We were talking about how hot the guys were in that one, but we're not coming back to that discussion. No, Nate. Well, if you try to unmute yourself, yes, Nate, because we're not trying to taunt the other class. All right, outsiders, have your copy of the book so we can do ready, talky things. And bye, Sloan. Have fun. Good luck. We'll see you after school today. All right. Again, for those of you who need the outsiders, you are more than welcome to grab it from there. Blah blah. For those of you who have not finished, wow. The reading, you have the outsiders thing from there. They cannot see chat. You are correct, Nate. So I've made it so people on video can't see chat on the off chance that kids put bad things in there. Just like they can't see you, is why I spotlight myself. They can only see me. They can see me react to chat, but they can't actually see the chat on there because I don't trust some of the other kids. You, I trust. You're a good kid. But those other kids, those are the ones I don't trust. All right. Again, your IXL, yes, you can test out of the IXL unless you ask me after the quiz, Mr. Broviak, can we test out of the IXL? Then my answer is no, you have to do it. That's my way of torturing the kids who didn't pay attention because it entertains me. All right, and then to here, let's start discussing outsiders. Some we're going to go through, and I have a few chat challenges that will come to me. Other chat challenges I have preset. My goal is we're going to talk about the book up through chapter 8 and then give you guys the rest of the time to take the quiz, which, given this class, may be all of 3 minutes at the rate that we're going. But I'm going to try and push through as well as I can. That's why I'm not going to say that you're the best class. I'm not falling for that trick in your Jedi ways. All right. Here are my current chat challenge leaders for those of you who are trying to compete. Again, whichever kid finishes with the most chat challenge points gets to send out a message of their choice to all of my students. So these are my ones who are currently in the lead. Amisa and Williams, Jamira and Bibi, dominated in their respective classes yesterday. I do have a new kid that I get to add to it. And that's because in first period, she lucked out because no one read the story except for her. So she was the only one that could answer every question. So she went on like a 7-win streak because all the other kids just stared at me and blinked. So I'm like, well, that was a benefit for that kid. All right. But for you guys, it's probably going to be a bit more competitive because you probably had more than one kid that read. So we'll find out. Yes, Mr. Broviak, we had 2 kids that read. So we're going to find out. All right. And again, your checkpoint is page 180 by next Thursday. Wake up, Sophia. So make sure you get to page 180 by next week. You were yawning. I didn't want you to fall asleep with all the actiony stuff coming up. All right. Do not call Drew Bagel a big meanie. No attacking people. All right. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. So we have our Curtis gang to help you guys. Oh, by the way, if you think this would help, you are more than welcome to quickly screenshot this screen. This was a thing that I came up with that I thought might help people when it came to the quiz, where it sort of gives you a breakdown of each character. So my hope was that something like this might make stuff a little bit better. Oh, hang on. There you go. You guys are screenshotting. I just realized I'm on the screenshot. Okay. are we good now? I can stop. Okay. I wanted to make sure I processed that slowly. I'm like, wait a minute. If you're screenshotting it, I'm in the picture. So you can take me off. Oh, and don't be a hater. And so yeah, we're good to go there. So I blocked Dally. Well, that's embarrassing. And so there, hopefully, helps you guys out from there. What? You can make me disappear? Well, that's sadness. Apparently, that's what I know what some of you guys keep doing. I see you nodding your head happily. All right. So we get to what? Carson, what's going on?
I was wondering why Bob isn't on there, because his trait could be he's dead, but he's kind of important in the book.
Good question. Did you read the part that's in purple where it says?
Okay, never mind.
There you go. It's also why I don't have like Cherry on there or Randy. So I was focusing on just the kids and that Curtis gang is what I called it. But yeah. Macnol, what's up, Mackie?
I'm confused about Steve because I know in the book it's like it talks about how he's not supposed to like Ponyboy, but it doesn't there's not like anything that he does that makes him not like Ponyboy. It's very confusing.
I agree. It's all from Ponyboy's point of view. It's just that Ponyboy keeps saying, I like Soda Pop, but that Steve hates me. And I don't like that Steve because he hates me. But you're right. Throughout the book, it's not like Steve walks in and goes like, you're a jerk, and then just walks away. It's just for all we know, it might just be that Ponyboy is a younger sibling, and that's just the way he feels about stuff. There is one scene where like Steve gives him a dirty look at one point, but that's about it. When he's like, they're going out on a date and he like looks at him, but that's the closest we get. Squiddy.
Was Steve the first person to get to the hospital with Ponyboy?
He might have been. That is a solid question. That is not one I remember.
Because I can't remember because he told the whole story, like of everything to him, and I didn't know who it was, and I got really confused.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head. I think all of them showed up when they were in the hospital, but honestly, I don't remember.
But it was the person who was there before his brothers got there, like he was sitting with and talking to.
Oh, he was not. He was talking to the teacher, the old fat guy. That's who he's talking to.
But, okay, I was just confused because they were on like a first name basis, and I just didn't get. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he's talking to the fat teacher. And by the way, I'm not trying to fat shame him. He describes him as being like Winnie the Pooh trying to go through the window. Like his little legs were kicking out and he couldn't fit through it. So I'm not attacking him. That's why I described him in there. Yes, Macnol, I see you. What is up, Macnol?
Wasn't the fat teacher's name like Jerry?
It was Jerry. Nicely done. Yeah,
do I get points?
You do not, but I am proud of you for knowing the fat teacher's name was Jerry. So
It's Jerry Wood.
Wow, even better. All right, so we have that part. We have Gone with the Wind. We just covered that part with you guys. The Sunrise poem, I get the idea, much like chat yesterday, the idea that things that you enjoy will eventually disappear. So enjoy them while you have them. Much like with chat, enjoy chat while you have access to it, and then it disappears because of your choices. Or for some of us, who would have thought being in school with other humans? Enjoy it while it lasts, because apparently it's going to disappear and then you're going to have to just virtually interact with people and it all goes downhill. Macnol, I just talked to you, Mackie. What's up?
So from the way I heard it, you were telling us to enjoy chat while it lasts. So does that mean you're encouraging us to talk on chat while it lasts before you take it away? I'm
encouraging you to make good choices with chat and to not abuse it, but a good try, Mackie. Silly child. All right, let's see. Then we get, hang on, did we get to there? And we covered that with you guys. We had Dally show up, and they're gonna go down to, all right. This is a random question. I have no idea if you guys are gonna know it or not, but I'll throw it a chat challenge. Yes, Nate, it creeps me out to see my face on there, but that's right, I'm rolling with it. And then you randomly poking it like you're trying to pick my nose does not make it better. All right. So hang on, this goes to everyone. Here we go. All right. So Dally shows up in it's not Dally's T-Bird, it was actually his friend's T-Bird, but this is the car that he shows up in. And he takes, it is a luxurious car, especially back in the day. But at the time, he grabs Ponyboy and Johnny and they go to a restaurant. What restaurant does Dally take them to? And I only know this and remember it because it's my daughter's favorite restaurant. So since it's my daughter's favorite restaurant, it kind of sticks with me. All right, so let's get you guys set up. What restaurant does he take them to? And chat, challenge is out. What do we got? The correct answer being not IHOP, surprisingly enough. It was Dairy Queen, not Dairy King. I believe that's a mix of Burger King and Dairy Queen, but it should have been Dairy. Wow, look at that. Owen again, who's now at 7 wins. And Owen was first. Squidkins at second, who's now at 4 wins. And Miley coming in with her second win. But now I have to keep going down to figure out who wins the first B point. Rutsito, you have already earned. So Avery has not earned yet. Avery, you officially earned a B point. I think you are 6th on the list, but you were the first one who had not gotten a point yet. So go you there. All right. And then, no, come back. All right, so there. No, come back to here. All right. That's what we got. There. All right. No, come back. Here we go. Ah, what is going on with my computer? Stop it. There we go. All right. Here we go. Here was my next chat challenge question for you. When they get to the Burger King, when they get to the Dairy Queen, now you're in, I do not want to watch Mrs. Melling multiply. That's mildly disturbing. Johnny makes a big decision for both him and Ponyboy. By the way, I did not realize that was Mrs. Melling, Nate. What big decision does Johnny decide to make for both him and Ponyboy? So what decision does Johnny make for him and Ponyboy while they were at the Dairy Queen? All right. Ready? Chat. Challenge is out. And the correct answer is he decides they should turn themselves in. He's like, you know what? We're not going to keep running. Let's turn ourselves in. I think that would make life better because your family loves you. I don't have a family and I'll just go to jail, but life's okay. He says, let's turn ourselves in. I hate scrolling in chat. It makes me so angry. There we go. Oh my, how are you guys not stopping Owen? Like every single time that kid's coming in first. You guys are gonna have to rally together to stop Talbot. And then Miley. It's like first and second. That's 3 in a row. All right, and then Savannah, and then Rutsito coming in 3rd. And Rutsito with her 3rd win. Squidkins in 4th. Senor. Wow, but you already got a win. Miller's already had a win. Oh, has everyone already had a win? That is Mackie has already had a win. Connolly's had a win. Zeke, you officially get a B point. I had to go all the way down to you before I found someone who had not won a B point yet. So nicely done you, because Owen is a hacker. I do not think Owen is a hacker. Goodness gracious, I'd be impressed if he was. All right, and then we get to back at the church. When they return to church, what do they discover is happening at the church? When they get back to the church, what do they discover is happening at the church? All right, so then there's a secret to it. Oh, apparently Owen has a secret to being cheating. All right, Owen, I wish you luck with your cheatiness, Owen. All right, so when they get back to the church, what's going on at church? Ready? And chat challenge is out. And you are correct. It is on fire. The roof, the church is on fire. Look at that. It was not Owen in first place. It was the kid who keeps spamming a whole, no, it was not that kid. It was Carson who was, well, that was nicely done. Thorn with, wow, the B point win and the first place win. And then Savannah, wow, Savannah's in second place every single time. And then Talbot with a 3rd place finish, not first place at least. Talbot, you are now up to 9 wins, Talbot. All right, and then Rush, you are 4th, but you've already won. And Watkins has won. Macknell's won. Oh, is that both Macknells? No, that's Ledford. Ledford, you officially get a B point. Ledford, you are on the board. Go you. All right, and then so there. And then with the kids that are on the inside. No, Rye, but I am impressed. Nicely done. Although technically we don't know exactly what it was, but we feel good, huh? All right. Wow. You guys taunting each other? So they get back to the church, and we find out that the whole church is on fire. And this is where they suspect that the church is on fire because that they left a cigarette, or maybe they left a lighter or something like that. And so, wow, attacking this poor dead-ish kids. Hang on 1 second. Dealing with a daughter issue. Hang on. I gotta respond before she freaks out. All right. And so, wow, that seems a little strong, Jaden, unless you're calling the greasers Satan. And so the church starts to burn down. They suspect they are responsible for it. And then that's when they find out there's a bunch of kids inside. I want to read you that scene. When I kept telling you my favorite scene was going to be coming up in chapter 6, this was my favorite scene. And no, it's not because there's little kids burning alive, although that does make it entertaining. But that's not where I was going with it. So I'm going to read that scene to you guys real quick. Hang on, where's that scene? Kids burning, kids burning, kids burning. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. So page 90 is where I'm jumping to real quick. Page 90. All right. And let's see. There we go. So at the very bottom of page 90, I'm going to start this scene so I can read it to you. I should not be ashamed of myself. I'm glad that I don't like children burning. It's the other part that happens I really like. It says, well, we don't know for sure, the man said with a good-natured grin. Now realize there's a church burning right now, and this guy's smiling happily. We were having a school picnic up here, and the first thing we knew, the place is burning up. Thank goodness this is a wet season, and the old thing is worthless anyway. Then to the kids, he shouted, stand back, children. Firemen will be coming soon. And by the way, I don't know what school takes a field trip to an abandoned church, but I think I'm teaching at the wrong place, because I think that'd be an awesome place to take a whole bunch of small children to an old, dangerous, abandoned building. That's genius. Hey, I bet we started it, I said to Johnny. We must have dropped a lighted cigarette or something. About that time, a lady came running up. Jerry, some of the kids are missing. Ah, they're probably around here somewhere. You can't tell with this excitement where they might be. Okay, that's my first part of my favorite thing. Teacher takes a whole bunch of kids to this abandoned building and it starts to burn down, and they find out that all of a sudden a bunch of kids are missing, and his reaction is not, should we look for them? His reaction is, we got the important ones. And so I'm like, what kind of teaching is that? So one, I thought that was awesome. Apparently I needed to step up my teaching game, but it's okay. It gets better. No, she shook her head. They've been missing for at least a half an hour. I thought they were climbing the hill. Then we all froze. Faintly, just faintly, you could hear someone yelling, and it sounded like it was coming from inside the church. The woman went white. I told him not to play in the church. I told him. She looked like she was going to start screaming, so Jerry shook her. I'll get him, don't worry. I started at a dead run for the church, and the man caught my arm. I'll get him. You kids stay out. I jerked loose and ran on. All I could think was, we started it, we started it, we started it. I wasn't about to go through that flaming door, so I slammed a big rock through a window and pulled myself in. It was a wonder I didn't cut myself to death, now that I think about it. Hey, pony boy! I looked around, startled. I hadn't realized Johnny had been right behind me all the way. I took a deep breath and started coughing. The smoke filled my eyes, and they started watering. Is that guy coming? Johnny shook his head. The window stopped him. You too scared? Nah, Johnny gave me a grin. Too fat. Quick pause. So here's where you have to understand where my brain goes. When I read that line about the fact that the teacher tried to follow them but couldn't because he was too fat, what I pictured was Winnie the Pooh trying to get into the tree where his little butt is sticking out and his little Winnie the Pooh legs are like wiggling into the air. That's what I imagined with the teacher, was him diving into the window going, and his little legs like kicking out. Like, I know, I have issues, but that's what I imagined in that scene. All right, my favorite part's coming up now. I couldn't laugh because I was scared I'd drown in the smoke. The roar and crackling was getting louder, and Johnny shouted the next question. Where's the kids? In the back, I guess. I hollered, and we started stumbling through the church. I should be scared, I thought, with an odd detached feeling, but I'm not. The cinders and embers began falling on us, stinging and smarting like ants. Suddenly, in the red glow and the haze, I remembered wondering what it was like in a burning ember, and I thought, now I know. It's a red hell. Why aren't I more scared? We pushed open the door to the back room, and I found 4 or 5 little kids, about 8 years old or younger, huddled in a corner. One was screaming his head off, and Johnny yelled, "Shut up! We're going to get you out!" The kid looked surprised and quit hollering. That's one of my favorite parts, when the kids are screaming, that he just yells, "Shut up! I'm going to save you." I wish that's how I could teach. Just shut up! I'm going to teach you. And he's like, okay. And they all sit down like, oh, teaching goals. But this next part, my favorite part. The kid looked surprised and quit hollering. I blinked myself. Johnny wasn't behaving at all like his old self. He looked over his shoulder and saw that the door was blocked by flames, then pushed open the window and tossed out the nearest kid. I caught one quick look at his face. It was red marked from falling embers and sweat streaked, but he grinned at me. He wasn't scared either. That was the only time I can think of when I saw him without that defeated, suspicious look in his eyes. He looked like he was having the time of his life. I picked up a kid and he promptly bit me, but I leaned out the window and dropped him as gently as I could, being in a hurry like that. A crowd was there by that time. Dally was standing there. When he saw me, he screamed, "For Pete's sake, get out of there! That roof's going to cave in any minute! Forget those blasted kids!" Yes, that is my favorite part. If you told me that I could save children by throwing them out windows, do you know how many kids I would save? I would just go around saving kids left and right. I would just walk into buildings, pick up children, and it's like, and just chuck them out a window. They're like, "I saved that kid." And they're like, "We're on the 3rd floor." And like, "He's safe." And so that's like a dream come true for me. Child chucking. Like, child chucking should be a thing that I get a chance to do. And then aside from throwing kids out windows, which just made me really excited when I read that part. Every child needs saving, Owen. I'm saving them from stupidity. That's what it is. And that's why I'm chucking them out the window. I'm a savior. Is also the part when the little kid bites his hand. I'm only a little scary. That's a win. When the kid bites his hand, again, this is where my imagination kicks in. And I imagine, like in the cartoons, when you have like the piranha that bites the guy's hand, like he shakes it up and down and the piranha's like, "Rrr, on the end of it." That's what I imagine with the kid biting onto Pony's hand and him running around going, "Ow, ow, ow," and like shaking, and the kid like whipping around in the breeze, and then him like pulling the kid off and then chucking him out a window. My imagination went really strong on that one, and I really enjoyed myself. So that was the part I wanted to read to you because I really enjoyed that part. All right, back to here. When it talks about the top of it, thank you. The ceiling collapsing, and it's going to talk about the fact that the giant timbers at the top fall down and crush Johnny. This is what they're talking about, falling and crushing him. When they burns enough, they detach from the side and they came down, and that's what hits Johnny. Bad news for Johnny, of course, is he's paralyzed. Good news is, bad news is he's burned. Good news is he's paralyzed. And that's that good news, bad news thing. Well, think about it. The bad news is you're burned, so you're in a lot of pain because from all the burns. But then the good news is you can't feel your body because you're paralyzed. And you're like, oh, bad news, good news. See how that works out? Now, he can't walk or anything like that, but still, the fact is he doesn't feel the pain. And how many of you guys have gotten to throw children out of windows? Might you also trade that? And you're like, wait a minute, I'm going to get paralyzed, but I also got to throw kids out windows first? Let me consider it. I feel the same way. It might be an even trade. All right, now back to the story, and not me with my apparently I have issues. From those of you who are sending me my direct messages. I know, roller coaster of emotions. I felt the same way. All right, Zeke, good luck at your appointment. All right. On this one, here is a really tough one that I'm guessing none of you may get, because here's your hint. Yes, hang on. Before you start typing, I know she has to go live with somebody. My question is, why does she have to go live with somebody? And this is where you had to pick up on clues in the story, and you might not have picked up on them. Because you're right, in the story they say the fact that she moved away and she had to go live with somebody. And there was a reason why she has to go. Now, they don't tell you in the book. They never come out and tell you this. You have to pick up on the clues in the story. And there's every chance that you guys just don't know these clues because it's kind of weird. Well, I mean, that would be a weird way of sending her off. All right, ready? For those of you who think you know the answer, and there's every chance no one gets it, we're going to find out. Chat, challenge is out. And let's see. And, by the way, let's find out. Who's my last one that's down there? It would be Eli was my last one. All right. The correct answer is she's pregnant. For those of you who might have guessed it, she's pregnant with her and Soda Pop's baby. And I'll give you the evidence in a moment, but she's pregnant with Soda Pop's baby. That's why she had to leave. Let's see, she has moved to Florida. Not the bad relationship. No. Then that's why she had to marry. No. I was guessing no one would get that one. And can't. That's why she and nope and nope and nope and no. Yeah, nice try, Carson. Way to come in, Mackie. All right. So I didn't think anyone would get that. So in the story, when they all of a sudden Ponyboy brings that one up, and he's like, "Hey, where's Sandy?" And they all get real quiet, and they're like, "Oh, she had to leave or get married." This was a thing at the time. If you were a girl and you were still in school and you got pregnant, your parents almost always gave you an ultimatum. For those of you who wanted to live in the 50s, this is what you had to decide when you made poor choices. You either had to get married as a 16-year-old, or you would have to move away for 9 months and then come back after 9 months, and all of a sudden you would have a little sibling. And so that's what they're talking about there. And so here, that's where they get into the story. They talk about the thing going on between her and Soda Pop. So that's what happens. Nope, Soda Pop did want her. Soda Pop was really Nate, I am not going to explain the 9 months to you. That's a whole different class. Soda Pop, I see you, Max. Settle down, child. Soda Pop did want to be with her, but the fact is she couldn't be with him because of choices. Yes, Mackie, what's up?
So the 9 months, I'm assuming, gives her 9 months. And then when she births her child, so when she comes back, you say she'll have a little sibling. Does that mean they just take the child and make it her sibling instead of her son or daughter?
Yep. Oftentimes when she would return from a vacation with family, and all of a sudden the family would be like, "Hey, here's our new sibling that we have." And people are like, "I didn't even know the mom was pregnant." And you're like, slimming and yoga. And so they would just sort of play it off. And that was just sort of how they rolled back then. Yeah. Remember, 50s. Carson.
I remember seeing that movie. It was like that, where the child figure out that their mom wasn't actually their mom.
It was
It
actually,
turned out to be
yeah.
their sister.
So yeah, it all comes back from that time period. It was way more popular than it should have been. Wait, who got elected? Oh, it's back. There we go. Into that one. I don't know. I just made up the slimming and yoga. But yes, also you're right, Jaden. Oftentimes they would make adoption was also an offer, and sometimes they did not bring them back. They could sometimes do the adoption thing too, and that is absolutely a thing that could sometimes happen. It just depends on the different families. All right. Let's see. On this one, I don't have a chat challenge. Randy and Ponyboy. Oh, wait, no, I do have a chat challenge. This is when Randy and Ponyboy talk at the Tasty Freeze, and Randy makes a decision. Now I want to know what is Randy's big decision that he makes while they're at the Tasty Freeze. It has to do with fighting. That'll be your clue. So Randy makes a decision and he tells Ponyboy while they're there, and it has to do with fighting. All right, so hopefully that helps you out a little bit. I'm watching people do thinky thing. So hang on, it looks like a typey thing. So we're trying to get people, that's fake typing. I can tell the difference. All right, and then to there, there's a kid doing real typing. Ready? And I'm watching the eyeballs. All right, we're good. And here we go. Chat challenge. Some of you guys came in early. The correct answer is he decides that he is not going to rumble. He says that the fighting is bad and no, wow. So Squidkins, you are the one that I was watching type that I was waiting on, and you are the one that came in with the first place, Squidkins. It paid off. Squiddy with the first place win. Squiddy, that brings you to 5 wins. Go you. They want to fight the band. No, not to fight is correct. Savannah with a win. Savannah, that puts you at 5 wins also. And then Miller with my 3rd win. Miller at 2 wins. Do I have anyone who has not won a B point yet? No. Point. Hits, you won. Hits has 1. Lau has 1. And nope, no one else. All right. So that means Squidkins, you also get a B point. Since I had no new people come in, it goes back to you for the B point on that one. So yeah, that's when Randy says, I don't want to fight because people are going to die and Baba's my friend and it's absolutely not worth it. See Ponyboy and 2-Bit, see Johnny, the doc lets them in because he says it's not going to make much of a difference. I don't have one that goes along with that. They have the big fight that goes back and forth. Mackie, what's your issue now, Mackie?
So, just so I took this correctly. So they go and they talk about that and he says he isn't going to the Rumble, but then doesn't he say like he's going to move away or something? Because he was like, nobody wins because it'll stay the same.
Well, one, your Randy impersonation voice is very strong. It felt like he was actually here with us.
It'll all stay the same.
But yeah, he worries about the fact that his friends will make fun of him. And so the idea is, should I even stick around? Should I leave? Should I be out of town for it? So yeah, he has a whole bunch of worries because he's like, you'll understand. He's like, my friends won't. They're going to think I'm a wussy. And Randy's not a wussy. It's not that he's scared. He's just like, fighting is dumb. He's finally come to that realization. And Nate, I appreciate that. I mean, I probably am better than your brother's teacher, whoever that person might be. But that's only because I'm incredibly vain and I have issues. All right, here's your next chat challenge. For those of you who can see the screen. Oh, that kid over there, he looks adorable. Oh, hello, adorable Cooper child. All right, here's your chat challenge. After the fire, 2 characters have to stay in the hospital. What 2 characters have to stay in the hospital? As in they do not get to leave immediately. So the 2 characters that have to stay. Sophia, are you raising a hand at me? You look scared. Now you're just confused. Okay. All right. And hang on. Here's my chat. Oh, Savannah, what'd you do? And chat challenge coming in. Click. And some of you guys were early. A lot of you guys were early. Did you guys all come in early? No. A lot of you guys did come in early. And there's my chat challenge. And Maddie, you're my first official winner, which brings you to 3. And then, which Olivia is it? Ledford is correct. With Dally and Johnny are the 2 that have to be there. Ledford at 3 wins. And Squiddington with another win, taking her to the 6. Good job, Squiddington. And do I have any new winners who have not scored a point yet? And let's see. And Rye has, Eli has, Talbot has, Olivia has, Avery has, Elena, Carson, you've won 1. You have won. You've won several. And Nate has also. Nate has also. All right. That's everyone. And Avery. On mine, she was not. And Russell, way to cheat off of other people, but it counts. Russell with the point. Way to step in and take it, Russell. Nicely done. Then so there. Well, I mean, Squidkins, you've already made the big board, the chat challenge champion board. Now you're just, because you only have to get to 5, and you're currently at 7. So you went past it. You're already on the board. Now, technically, you're competing for the most out of everybody, but you have to get close to 10 for that. I agree, Russell, but it counts. All right. Let's see. Ooh, can I do what's his request? Can I have you guys type that in? I think we can do what's his request while he's there. No, I don't like that one. I'm going to go with the other one. So I'm not doing that one as one that has the chat challenge on there. I'm going to leave that one and see if it's on the quiz. Let's go with, ooh. All right, we'll do this one. Johnny's relationship with his mother, because his mother shows up. And so I'm looking for fairly specifics on this one. What is his relationship to Mama Cade? Johnny Cade and Mama Cade. Tell me what their relationship is like. Leaving that to you guys on that one. I'm giving you a second to do type thing. Type thing. Type thing. And all right. Looks like typing is good. All right. And chat challenge is out. Let's see. And so technically I'm looking for something like where he hates her. I'm like, it is hate. Very bad. I will accept very bad because that's more than just bad. So Maddie, you're my first one at very bad. So Maddie, you're currently at 4 wins. Savannah, bad, abusive would definitely qualify. Savannah's at 6 wins. Rutsito, absolutely, I'll give you credit for that one too. And you're at 4 wins. All right, that's my official ones. Then Avery was 4th, but she's already won. Rush, you've already won points. Rush has 1 point. Talbot has run points. Squidkins, Nate, and I have no other new people coming in. No other new people. So there, and Rye, you're correct. You just weren't in the top ones. Is your ping killing you? And so there. Ping is the worst. No one likes ping. All right, and then so there, and all right, and from there. We're not done yet. And he hates her. And 4. That means who is my first? Maddie. That gives you a B point. Nicely done, Maddie. All right, ready? And I think I have one more chat challenge question. Here is, I think, our last one. Dally has a request. I know I feel the same way, JC. I blame the kids that are here. All right, hang on 1 second. I'm switching you guys onto that one and then to there. All right, on this one, let's go to here. What does Dally request? And we'll go for that one. What does Dally request and why does he want it? What does he request? Why does he want it? By the way, JC, if you really want to, I mean, I guess technically you can go start taking the quiz now. If you just want to like yeet yourself out, I'm fine with that. It's not going to be the end of the world. If you're afraid of time-wise, I'm going for it. Ready? And chat challenge is out. And oh, I did not mean to make that on direct messages. My fault. Hang on. So there, we're still going to keep it. Let's see what we have. And the correct answer being right to there. It would be the switchblade, not death. Although that does make me smile. He was not requesting death. And let's see, 2-bit. The switchblade is correct, which goes to Talbot. Nicely done. And hits. Looks like it goes to you. Hits is at 4, and then Rye is my 3rd one. Is correct. Rye, that brings you up to 5 on that one. And who was just outside of it? That was Macnell. You were just outside of it. And then on to there. And hang on. And
Was my why he wanted it right?
let's see. And yes, you are correct. I'm guessing for the Rumble or to break out, I would accept either one of those. It's because it's either for the Rumble or because he wants to break out of the hospital. He never really tells us, so I would accept either one of those, for the Rumble or to break out of the hospital. All right, and then is Owen. Are you at 10 wins, Owen? Owen, you are at 10 wins. You are correct. All right, and then to there. Not in the top 3. That's all I know. I think that was my last one. Hang on. And oh, no. I have one last question for you. Last one. This will be my last one, and then I'll let you guys go and take the quiz. So here we go. Let's go with, make sure I have this correctly set up this time. And to there. All right, and to there. Pony Boy and Cherry fight at the hospital. Uh-oh, Senor, come back, Senor. There. There. Why is it the two of them fight? Between Pony Boy and Cherry, they get into an argument and a fight at the hospital. Why is it they get into their argument / fight at the hospital? All right. I'm pretty sure this is my last one. Chat challenge is out. Let's see what happens. All right, and let's go up. The correct answer being she refuses to see Johnny. She refuses to go see Johnny because he killed her boyfriend. I'll accept that, Miley. The different opinions thing works for me, which brings you to 7. I don't know. It's adorable. Nope. Doesn't want her charities. Not quite right. Is this? Hang on. And Macnell, I will count that. Mackie, that brings you up to 5. And who's my 3rd one? Macnell. And it was something about boyfriends, but not quite specific enough. Well, she does say he's a good guy. That's not Wants to be, nope, not the wanting to be a spy. So are the same. This is she does not date Bob, not quite. She don't see Johnny. Your verbiage is a bit weird, but Maddie, that does work. She don't see Johnny works for me. So Maddie, wow, that gave you your 5th win, Maddie. Nicely done. Go you. All right. Finish
I was
there.
trying to type so fast that I messed up my word.
Words are hard. All right. What? Computer. There we go. All right. I apologize. I apologize, Talbot. How awful of me. I wanted to give you more time, but apparently we decided to connect and bond and talk, which was awful and embarrassing. It's the worst thing I could possibly do with children. And so on this one, as soon as you finish quiz, you are more than welcome to leave. My request is do not leave Zoom until you have finished quiz. If you leave Zoom and you have not turned in the quiz, then I will then have to count you tardy, just so you are not tardy, but absent. Wow, that is some throwing down. Rutsito, I'm assuming you're raising your hand at me. What's up, Rutsit?
Okay, so like I was doing the quiz, but number 8 seems seriously unfair because they're all the same answer.
I'll have to go in and take a look in a second. As soon as I get people started, I'll go take a look at number 8. All right. Then Owen, that's fine. You already told me that, Owen, so I'm not holding that against you. That's why you contacted me. All right, and all right. So then you guys have to there. All right, we're good to go. I am going to take a look at number 8. Let me go ahead and stop recording.